I wonder how much of a difference this one, the approach for Creator will be here. Are we gonna see another one of those Void Ray stocking ups into the Phoenix parade? Who knows? Who knows? Year of Creator? I mean, who knows? It very well could be. He has been looking incredibly sharp. He's been getting a lot of high praise from the other players as well. Dark in particular, I believe, right? Giving some high praise to Creator right now. Twilight Council? The Twilight Council being chosen as the way forwards of the Protoss technology here. Hoping to see one of those blink attacks, truly, but then again, this is Creator. It could very well be the Dark Templars once more. But I do like myself some of that blink attack for the 4th base type of style. I don't know what it is, but ooh, it's not that at all. It will be a Adept Glaive attack. Not seen that from Creator today so far. So it could be a bit of a surprise here if Solar has been watching the previous games as well. Might not be on his mind entirely here. Yeah, he does have those Overlords in a position, so he could be coming in here at a fairly opportune timing to figure it all out. Stalker, quick to the draw, trying to make his way over here. Finds the Overlord. As Solar trying to debate whether or not he's going to commit with it. Looks like he will not. Seeing the Stalker in the main base. Might already gave him a bit of an idea. Seeing more Adepts being warped in at the front door. 4 of them. That is starting to become a questionable amount. If you are not planning to do something with the Adepts early on. And Solar, I mean, he only has 39 workers, but he has got himself a fair amount of Zerglings, and he's got himself Roaches on the way. More Adepts already here, though, before the Roaches are out of their cocoons. That could be trouble. Solar needs to have a good, clean engagement here, as, well, to be fair, every time I see Solar fight up against this, he seems to not do as crisply as some of the other Zergs I see going up against the Adept Glaives. It does appear like it is something that he kind of struggles against still. Let's see how it goes this time around. A fair amount of Zerglings there. Breaks around, does not manage to get the files exactly where he would have liked, but it is still there. As there's only 4 Adepts left. 4 Adepts being warped in, though. They are getting rather close to those drones. Drone damage will be coming in rather quickly here, you would say. Warp Prism taken out, though. 6 drones go down. The other side of the map is seemingly secured. 7 drones, you might not say is an enormous amount, but with Solar already remaining at 39 drones as that attack came in, it feels like you really shouldn't have lost any drones at that point in time, because you should have been so prepared. If you stay on the 39 drones in total. Now, he does get a cancellation on that 3rd base of Creator, so that is going to keep him in this game. He also has managed to replenish those drone numbers. And he's still got himself 3 bases, so not out of this yet, but I don't think that was the best of the starts. Then again, losing that 3rd base might even be worse for Creator, as he doesn't have that much to fall back onto right now. Going for a Dark Shrine. Interesting. Wonder if he's gonna try to get himself those Archons involved once more. Quite quickly here. Or if he's still planning to do some sort of a Dark Templar attack. Like an assault onto the main base. Could have some potential here if he has that Warp Prism helping out. Does not appear to be any overseers on the map because the lair only just now finished. There's no spore crawler in the main base either. All circling run by, making a bit of an impact here. Only getting one probe, that is nice. The Nexus stays alive as well, Creator. Kinda really needed that, I would say. Another cancellation on that third base. Could have put himself in a very awkward position here. And he just goes for the Ghost as quickly as he... Or, sorry, not the Ghost. The Archons as quickly as he can. Forgoes the Dark Templars entirely. Which makes me wonder why he opts to go for the Dark Shrine rather than the Templar Archives if he wants to go for the Archons. It's a bit cheaper on the gas if you go with the Dark Shrine, I believe. So maybe that's the reason why. Maybe he feels like he can get a couple more Archons out this way. Because he does make a lot of the Archons, that is for sure. Seems to be quite the important unit of this composition right now. That, together with these Immortals being brought in, are going to be quite the potential troublemaker for the Roach army. Yet again, there's a lot more Roaches than there are Immortals. Shield Battery's going to have to work overtime here, as the army supply of Solar is doubling that of his opponents. Let's see if Solar is just going to overwhelm his competitor here. It looks like that may very well be the case. One more Immortal in the back there with a couple of starters trying to help out. But look at what is still remaining here. The rest of the Immortals are losing more and more ground. Rogues are starting to fall. Creator has to tap out. And Solar takes game number 1. Alright. Bottom left side. A man that actually lost his first game today. Now he's behind in the series overall. Will he tie it up, or is he going to make the situation worse for himself? It is the Red Protoss from Team NV. It is Creator. Top right side, the Blue Zerg fighting for Kaisi Gamers. Let's see how well he will do in this game number 2. Solar. Alright. Third base being forced. Creator sticking to the regular rules now, a little bit more so. I guess in the previous game we didn't have that hatchery forced to the third base. Which is surprising, because it used to be the case where if that were to happen, you could almost 100% guarantee the Adept Glaive attack coming in next. Now, we have moved far along from that train of thought. And now it just kind of happens almost always. Because it is just a delay in the overall Zerg mining. Having to send those drones much further away. Having a bit of trouble with the Queens, you know, moving back and forth between these two bases. So early game harassment from just a couple of units such as Adepts becomes a lot more influential. But yeah, I lost track of what I was trying to say with this. Alright, yeah, it didn't happen the previous game, right? He didn't have that hatchery blocked, and then he did go for the Adept Glaive attack regardless. So, an interesting choice right there. Very interesting choice. Kind of hoping for Creator to go back into the Stargate play here, or something other than the Adept Glaive. Sometimes the Adept Glaive a bit reminiscent of the Terran's Hellbat pushes, I would say. Right, kind of have that same feeling there with the Hellbat pushes as well as the Adept Glaive attacks. Probably Solar's still the best player to try and make those Adept Glaives work against. Unfortunately for him, he is the player I see fail against it still the most. But perhaps that has given him the motivation to just practice against that for a while, you know, just really hammer down that defense over and over again. And who knows, maybe now he feels most comfortable against the Adept Glaive attacks. That could be the case. It's been a while. That previous game still felt a bit troublesome, right? Still felt like he was struggling a little bit, losing the 7 drones. I guess that was quite a committed Adept attack though, because Creator really didn't have anything left behind there. No other real tech route to go down to quite quickly, and yeah, just got left in the dust after Solar just replenished all those drones and made a bunch more. Circling Scout not getting in. Overlord still getting vision though, of course, on that Oracle, so he knows what is up. The Stargate has been created. Won't be able to see what came out of it as the secondary unit though, so I guess that is still a mystery. Units in the wall, as you shoot, as a good proper Protoss. Second Oracle now available, starting to head towards the Zerg side of things with his tag team duo partner, the other Oracle. So a lot of queens here already though. That is a very difficult place to try and poke down drones from, and well, he manages to trade 1 Oracle for the 4 drones. The 4 drones, as 10 more are about to hatch anyway, so they're looking pretty comfortable. Heading in the lair, getting the Roach Warren as well. Having a 3rd and a 4th Oracle coming in as well into the fray pretty soon. Now back to a grand total of 2 for the time being on the map when it comes to those Oracle numbers. Some value, gets 2, don't lose the other Oracle please. Keeps it alive, flies across the other side, just a little tag and then heads on out of there. Alright. More harassment, more just an overall nuisance there for Solar to have to deal with. Creator slowly trying to build himself up. Not too much of this game has been written out yet, it feels like. Still a good amount of ways it could go. It's Oracle right here looking for a status trap, I feel like, but doesn't really manage with the company that Mineral Line is keeping. Spore Crawler as well as, well, 4 queens in total for a while there. Oh my god, he's moving a Spore Crawler so much back and forth. I would be way too lazy to do that myself, but Solar staying on top of that. Quite impressive. Losing a couple of those Zerglings, but I mean there is another Oracle going down here on the other side of the map. Both players apparently spending their attention somewhere else. And both of them getting a little victory there. Let's take a look at the units lost tab. It's 2 fantastic, I want to say, for Creator here overall. 300 gas lost. Get the 6 workers though overall. I don't feel like that necessarily really finished the game just quite yet. He'll put a bow around this one for him. Bit of a Stalker Blink attack might be able to force out some units at the least. If he could get a base with this, that would be insane. I don't think he will, as it is just Stalkers. There is no sentries with this whatsoever. Your objective is to really clean up a base here, you probably want to have a couple of sentries with you for this stage of the game. Keep those Zerglings at bay, as well as the Roach Ravager army from having the ultimate DPS that they can have. Or the utmost DPS that they can have. A little bit of a supply block here from Solar. Quite a big one, it seems like. 7 Overlords. Quite a while on that production tab. Assuming some Overlord somewhere got shot down. Maybe the Overseer. Solar was on 82 workers though overall. So that's a fair economy. Just mining away. That is not the problem for him. He will most likely be able to spend all that money now gathered up quite easily into his next phase of this plan, which looks to be like lurkers. Once more. 7 lurkers being constructed. Blink Stalkers on the right flank, not finding too much. Blink Stalkers on the left flank in a similar boat. Actually finding quite a bit, but nothing you really would like to find. Zergling and roaches, enough to kill those stalkers if they are not microed properly. So the lurkers are starting to take a bit more aggressive position. Things could become quite hairy for Creator here quite quickly if he doesn't manage to keep Solar on his own side of the map. We do not have pretty much any anti-lurker tech available for Creator. We're seeing more things being added in. Most likely we'll go for disruptors, I imagine, here. That is not something that I know for 100%. As, well, it looks like Creator giving Solar a little bit too much breathing room for a little bit there. So does find the comfort to just kind of send those lurkers across the map. Could that be something he's going to regret, though? Having the Zealots Stalker armies on both sides now absolutely tormenting the worker lines. Even the Hydra Den as well as the Lurker Den there could be in a bit of trouble. The main base for the Protoss, though, definitely in a bit of trouble also. The production facilities there, 2 robots going down, as well as the robotics support bay will be falling momentarily. Protoss units in the main base of the Zerg starting to be wiped out a little bit here as well. They definitely dealt more economic damage, but they may lose a whole lot more of their production facilities back at home here. As well as those attack, buildings are still quite crucial for him to make it work. Enough Protoss units have reassembled, though, apparently to still make this push into the Zerg main base happen. Big sentry force fields right there, keeping the drones from escaping the clutches of the Stalkers. A lot of those boys going down right now as, well, Solar trying to just grab whatever he still can. He's scored himself 3 hatcheries with a couple of queens there. The production is a little bit slim for the time being as the Protoss, how many gateways do we still have? 7 of them, 2 of them at least unpowered. Still a bit of production right there that can just warp in at one place at a time. Ooh, the Lurkers here finding quite a bit of juicy damage onto the Protoss units. But the Protoss units finding another hatchery as well. Now have to forcefully be removed from this area by the roaches and the Zerglings. As the army supply of Creator here really starts to take a nose dive right then and there. More Zealots trying to deal with the Hydralisk. Not that many Lurkers remaining in the Protoss main base. We'll have to see a couple of extra gateways and production facilities. Oh dear, that is not in time. I think that might be it here, guys. I think Solar managed to grab himself that victory quite nicely. Creator sticking to a unit type that is not the best against the Lurker. It's a unit type that is very strong against that Roach Zergling army and just the Hydralisk. But as soon as you have those Lurkers added in as well, it becomes a whole different story. Creator so far attempting the Adept Glaive attack in game number 1. Game number 2, very much more similar to what he played against Su. Going for those heavy Archon army with the Oracles combined as well. Solar just too solid against those Oracles, not letting pretty much any damage coming through. Too solid against the Adepts as well. I thought he would still be in trouble, but man, oh man, did he prove me wrong. How wrong did he prove me? Quite enormously. Single adept. Looking for trouble. And he will find some if he can. Okay, yeah. Alright, that is trouble. Guess that wasn't the kind of trouble he was hoping to have cause, but hey. I don't think he meant to have that shade go through, which could be a little bit of a sign here. Creator known to be one of the more emotional players as well. Sometimes when your emotions get the better of you, those very slim timings suddenly just barely out of your grasp. Well, yeah, those slim timings barely fall out of your grasp. Already angry? I don't know. It was just a single adept shade that didn't go through properly, right? But he did just lose 2-0 in a row. After going 3-0 against his other opponents. Can imagine that. Must be a little bit frustrating. And your last lag now in the finals. Cancellation there. Sometimes I forget that will bring me back to wherever I am, so or whatever I held before then, I guess. Another drop this time around. Oh my, I was not paying enough attention to this. It is a yeah, War Prism speed with the disruptors here. The third base will be cancelled. That is no way around that. But we're gonna see these two disruptors here. Ooh, get a queen. They got a queen. Oh, this is going to be a tough time here for Creator to establish a third base. But perhaps it will be a tough time for Solar here also with those two disruptors. Now, man, if I was playing, Creator would win this 100%. But Solar here, he's going to stay on top of that mini-map. He will be looking where that War Prism is coming in. And look at that response incredibly quickly. Nice pull away with the Zerglings as well as the drones. Secondary disruptor not hitting the mark either as the drones happily continue onwards with their mining. We'd like to see them go back to gas mining, of course, as well. Unless if Solar has different plans. I'm pretty sure he wants them back on mining gas. There we go. So a random bunch of Protoss units seemingly coming across the map here. Is that going to be enough to cause any sort of harm to Solar here? I don't know. I guess there is mostly just Zerglings available. The Queen's getting savagely abused by the disruptor shots. For the time being, the Zerglings underneath the War Prism making warping in quite difficult. Running across now towards a base that is, well, reasonably defended. Got some shield battery there. It's got himself some good disruptor shot right there also. Your skills could be quite detrimental in this fight, as there are no Ravagers. Waiting for more shots to occur as actually gonna use the recall here. Seemingly feeling okay with the damage he dealt there and moving back with his units. He did force out a tremendous amount of roaches after all. But the work account for Solar did not seem to suffer that much. And in fact, there's not been a single drone harmed during this entire game so far. As I say, nope, again, not a single one. What about over here? Nope. Single one. Solar on top of things. Even using the, whatever this ability is called. Someone knows, please let me know. That is frustrating. That's going to delay disruptor production here. is. Creator. His best to hold on to his expansions once again. Oh, there is the wall. Warps in. Okay. Oof. Scatty might lose a disruptor there. Oh, he will lose a disruptor here. Warp Prism too low to make a return journey for that one. Got himself 2 drones in that spot though. He's doing alright with the efficiency overall. I'm not entirely convinced that it will be enough. But with most of the supply advantage here that is available for Solar being in those roaches, while he's up against a Stalker Sentry Disruptor army, mainly this could be working out for Creator here. This army is very, very strong. If he kills this base, that would be absolutely fantastic. Let's see how well those disruptors keep the roaches at bay. There they go. 2 shots, getting a couple. More shots, comes out to play, finds himself a bit of success there. The other one gets a Ravager in production. It might have to wait a little bit here for all those disruptors to recharge if he wants to try again. Vipers are available for Solar though as well, so you have to be extremely careful here now as Creator not to have those disruptors just yoinked in and completely whiff. That would be gruesome. Wants to snipe the Vipers here with the Stalkers, setting up a little bit of a screen here with those Stalkers. As those disruptors find themselves some good marks. A lot of roaches go down. Army supply is starting to tie up a little bit, but now Creator still being forced backwards. No disruptor shots available. The Stalkers, some of them are low on the shields. Struggling to make it work. Creator still trying his best though. Throwing in a bit of drone damage here and there, as well as getting Solar's army supply closer and closer to that of his own. More disruptor shots are going to be necessary here though, I imagine. Here we go. That is a massive one right there connecting, and another one, and a third. That should be enough. GG is called. Solar losing game number 3, it looks like. Moving things along here, Creator sending out that probe nice and early once more. Solar not the player that will opt to go for a 15 or 14 hatch, trying to prevent that probe from blocking his hatchery. He's just gonna take it on the chin and go for that 3rd base instead. Fairly certain Solar never appreciated that either, but it looks like he has accepted his fate. I feel like Solar may have been one of those players that more consistently still try to get that natural base in location, just sacrifice a couple of those extra drones beforehand. Save up the minerals sooner. Not be as efficient with the number of drones here as possible. Quite the slow spawning pool will result in a Nexus first here out of the Creator. Just building army units. Wait, what? So that's 66, so it seemed like the best position to hold. Yeah, alright. May have been a misread there from Solar, thinking it was going to be a completely all-in committed attack. It was close to it, though, to be fair. Let me do the scoreboards here, also, in a correct way. Creator. Would like to see him take another victory here, of course. Wondering if he's gonna attempt those adapts once more. It didn't really work out the previous time. But then again, you know, you see them use them once, and you know it's in their mind. Twilight Council coming out. He's gonna make the rounds again with the Twilight Council. Could be DTs, could still be Blink, could still be Adept Claves. Hell, it could even be that charge lot attack, all in kind of thing that we see from time and time again. Stalker being constructed. keep the overlords at bay. Does not want this to get easily scouted here, of course. Adept seeing the drone numbers. That's going to fill you up with some sense of security, realizing the Zerg is droning up quite heavily. There it is, another Adept Glaive. How did I know? How did I know? Desperation strikes here for Creator. Perhaps. We've not seen it work just quite yet, but then again, as I've said before, if you are going to try to make it work, Solar, potentially one of the better targets to try and make it work against. This could get quite hairy here quite quickly. Zerglings in production, 39 workers, once again looking quite similar as that game number 1, I believe, was the Adepts where we saw them. Roach Run coming in. Adepts heading over across. Still scouted a little bit there by some Zerglings. How many Zerglings do we have available? 18 in total. Up against the 8 Adepts right now, with that Warp Prism available as well. The 3 Roaches still in production, also 24 more Zerglings. As Solar is on 38 workers, you would imagine him not taking any losses here whatsoever. Let's see if that is the way this will unfold. Adepts deciding not to quite yet go in. Hoping to find another passageway around here, perhaps. As there are more and more Ravagers available as well. If you get big surround with those Zerglings and then the Ravagers drop the Biles, that would be pretty good. Is this an all-in? It's pretty darn close to it. It's 6 Gateway Glaive Adept play right now. Let's see how well this unfolds. Army supply for Solar looking still pretty solid. Alright, here we go, here we go. Biles not landing the first shots. These Shades are going to get cancelled. Fighting the Queens first and foremost. Zerglings trying to commit. Oh dear, more Adepts coming in. But that is the big surround here. This is a complete committal from Creator. Is it gonna pay off though? A couple of Adepts into the main base, now getting surrounded by the Zerglings as the other Adepts heading towards the third, starting to finally get some drone damage here. They do not look to be sufficient in numbers though to still take out those Roaches, because I think we may have this game continue onwards with only 5 worker kills here being suffered. Although Solar, of course, was already quite low in the worker number, that not necessarily means everything. 15 Adepts going down. 4 Queens also, so there won't be any creep spread. Injects are gonna be lackluster also. Meaning not that much production available for the Zerg. Might see Solar here starting to stockpile a couple of minerals here or there. We'll have to wait and see. These 2 Adepts not going to get anything done. The Warp Prism with 2 Adepts not going to get anything done. Unfortunate. Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good for Solar, I want to say. Again, it's this weird position for Creator where he just doesn't have much behind this, right? The Adept Glaives are great, but now what are you going to do? The Dark Shrine is coming in. Blink will be attempted, so most likely, again, the Archon army composition here. And Solar, I imagine he will be trying to get himself back up to Lurkers or in a moment here as well. Lair on the way, waiting for the Hydra Den straight afterwards. Is that what we're going to get? Oh, it's going to be a Spire. Ooh. A little bit different. Might be a harder unit composition here for Solar than to work with, as he will be up against Blink Archon. Blink Archon Immortal. No, he won't be up against the, you know, Old Wolf the Phoenix while he's going Mutalist, most likely. So that is still a nice thing. But yeah. again with the Warp Prism. A bit of this, a bit of that. I think the Dark Shrine. Did that Dark Shrine get spotted actually? Where was that Dark Shrine? Yeah, it did. Oh dear. That's rough. Not what you were hoping to see. More adapts into the drones. Okay. I'll be able to still cause some more damage. You still have that glaive, right? May as well try to make use of it. May as well try to make use of it. Having a rough time trying to make use of it, though. Another attempt. Good 16. That is something. The Spore Crawler unburrowed, actually. Trying to get closer to the Warp Prism. Having a rough time, also. Can pick up 4 of these adepts right here. And that is exactly what he does. Little recall comes in. Alright, things calm down. As things are looking okay for Creator again. 66 workers versus 65, 66. More gateways, Colossus on the way. But then again, that lurk attack is gonna be appearing pretty soon. So we have Creator moving out on the map. Potential attack right here. No, decides against it. Wrong button. Alright. Creator. See if this attack will be a finishing blow right now. Has the opportunity to retreat if he still wants to as well. Not that much that can chase this army out of Solar's army composition. Solar's army composition mainly still the Roach Ravagers. No no lurkers. Just quite yet available. So if there is any time for Creator to make a punch happen, this would be it. Oh, that is a great one right there. That is a massive connection. Needs to keep pushing his advantage right now. Jumping in forwards, getting a good blink attack in, I suppose. A little bit suicidal as well for a couple of those Stalkers, but you know what? He needs to make this fight happen before the Lurkers arrive. And that's exactly what he does. There it is. G is called. Yes, we will head into game number 5. Probe in dangerous territory here. Just the overall place he's at, but also the HP that he's got. Some more comments about the Disruptors, it looks like. You guys enjoyed that Disruptor play. Disruptors, yeah, it's a hit or miss, isn't it? It truly is. A massive glass cannon. Again, one of those units where if you see one of these pros use it, right, you're like, wow, that looks so cool and wow, so efficient to do as well. And then you try it yourself and it's like, they just go everywhere. You blow up your own units. When's the last time we've seen a pro blow up his own units with his Disruptor? Because I don't remember. When's the last time you blew up some of your own units with a Disruptor? Was it the last time you were playing with Disruptors? For me it was. For me it was. Solar trying to get another scout in. Does manage to get successful eyesight onto the Twilight Council. More and more gateways making their appearance. There is the blink upgrade this time around though. So might be making, or trying to make it look like the adapted wave attack is coming in again, and we're seeing preparations being made from Solar here, kind of anticipating that, I imagine. Alright, we're seeing the same response as we saw in the other games against the adapted waves. So it'll be fun to see what else Creator is going to be doing here with the Blink Stalkers instead. Most likely just gonna try to grab himself that third base. And then later down the line start pushing against the fourth base of the Zerg. That's usually how I see this going. But we'll see, we'll see. War Prism flying over a Zergling right there, getting spotted quite quickly. As there is a lot of Zerglings ready to jump onto those Stalkers as soon as they get out of the War Prism. Ooh, that is... Was that intended? I don't know. Well, he gets his Stalkers out. Solar realizing what he's up against now. And this is a 6 gate in total. So this is looking to be pretty committed. Creator kind of wondering about. Looking at his options, I guess. Oh dear, that was an aggressive blink. That was quite the aggressive blink. Luckily for him, the Zerglings were at the backside of the Stalkers, so they were not harmed too much, but they are still being harmed quite a bit right now after another blink. Doesn't quite manage to get them far enough away from those Zerglings. Still another wraparound as they try to recall. They lost quite a few of their brethren for not much of a gain. They traded out all right against the army units of Solar, and I say all right with a very loose term. He is still in a bit of a tough position on his 2 bases without any real tech paths being unlocked anytime soon. It's going to be a rough one for him. There are the Stalkers once again against these Zergling numbers, having a rough time. It's not really the way I see these Blink plays happen all that often. Oh, for 2 base and Blink play, this is a Zerg. More so something you see against the Terran players. Using the Cyber Core, rather rough as well, and won't be able to make those Stalkers anymore. Another quite aggressive Blink forwards. Might get another couple of those Stalkers in trouble. As they, some of them will fall once again. Zerg units though, we'll have a look at how well they're trading here in a moment. Solar decides to back off again. And you know what? That is still a surprising efficiency from the Protoss. Then again, right? Once more to reiterate, there's no third base here for him. Disruptor, that is something that might change the tide of battle. Doesn't manage to do so just quite yet, but it's still alive. It just has to refresh its ability right here. And go again. Much tougher now for Solar to just kind of run in here and clean up his opponents. May want to consider just containing the 2 base Protoss for a little bit. Then going maybe even up to a 4th base himself, right? Allowing the Protoss right now to take his third base. Is a bit of a rough one. Still looking solid on the workers and such, but Creator's managed to get his high tier attack units. Solar, on the other hand, his lair just finished up and... Ooh, okay, doesn't lose anything there. Pretty good, pretty good. Overseer right there. He's gonna go down. Army of Solar looking less and less impressive as time goes on. He's trying to build up his drone count as well at the same time. Stay ahead of the Protoss on that remark, and he may have himself a chance here. Just need to avoid... Oh, massive disruptor shots though. 6 drones with a good amount of links going down in that one. Now the Protoss army suddenly on his doorstep. This could be a devastating time. There is not much available for Solar, nor is there any tech. He's got himself the Spire, which should help. He's making a Mutalisk though. I thought he might make himself a couple of Corruptors here. Could help out against that Ward Prism as well as the Colossi available. The Creator, he is got himself a barrel of a gun aimed towards Solar. Needs to figure out a way to pull the trigger here. Solar setting up a massive counterattack on the other side of the field. Creator sends his units across. That is potentially going to be the indicator for Solar here to start pushing with these units. That's exactly what he aims to do. Creator, though, on the other side is going to take out the 4th base, using his own 3rd base in the process with a potential enormous amount of probes here. No warp in facilitating in between those gateways, so those Zerglings get in rather quickly. Protoss units trying their best right now to clear out whatever they can in return. But the Zerg already now in the main base. It is full base race time. As the Protoss, is he going to try and recall somewhere or some units? Where would you even want to recall? It is a tough choice to make. There it is. Okay, the Protoss forces at the 3rd base. Disruptor with the Warp Prison as well as the Colossi helping out an immense amount. The natural base as well as the main base for Solar, though, completely unscathed for the time being. Might change, though, as these Protoss forces looking to gain a bit more ground there. Main base for Creator. It's got itself filled up with Zerg units. Oh, that is still a scary amount of Mutalisks combining with those Zerglings right here. Stalker numbers might not be enough. More Stalkers coming back from the front, actually. Everything now being pulled backwards from Creator, trying to win this one battle right here. Needs to make it work. Biles landing on some of those Stalkers. It's a rough time. Is he gonna pull through? Army supplied for Creator is dipping a little bit here. More and more Zerglings mostly being constructed for Solar, and Solar, more importantly, still has these 2 bases. Well, 1.5 bases mining right now. Solar definitely on top of the game with that one. Just needs to prolong this game right now and avoid messy contact with still quite a couple of powerful Protoss units that remain. Oh dear. Oh dear. He is remaking the Roach Warren because he thought he lost it, even though it's right there. May have wanted to remake something else entirely, but there it is. Alright, Zerglings onto the probes. The probes now being sent across the map as well as Creator realizes this is his one shot. He needs to break his opponent. He can't allow him to just have more mining than him by such an extreme amount for such a long period of time. So the quicker he does this, the better it's going to be for him. Let's see if he manages to break on through the back side here. The bases of the Protoss still a viable threat to be attacked. Could be quite a scary conundrum. The Protoss forces here, how good can they play this? I'm not sure if this is going to be enough with the drones and all the roaches and Ravagers combined. GG is called. Creator won't be able to make it happen, unfortunately for him, but Solar, the man that stops the reversal sweep dead in its tracks and finds his way to victory in the end. Well played.